Hi, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Leith in Scotland. This is a part of Edinburgh. Now, anybody who's been following the channel will know exactly where I am. You can see over my shoulder here the RV Petrel. This is a research vessel which is now owned by the US Navy. It used to be owned by the late Paul Allen. In the foreground here you can see a potential problem for me today flying my drone. This is a Danish Navy ship. And it's very well armed, as you can see here, and I'm a little bit nervous about putting my drone in the air with this thing here because, you know, they got some equipment on board that might detect it. So I'm a little bit nervous, but what we're going to try and do today is we're going to try and, well, I'm going to give you an update on the situation with this vessel, and I'm going to talk about some of the information that we've had. There's very little information out there since the vessel toppled over. And but what information there is, and also some information that I've gained from talking to some experts in this area. And you know, righting a vessel that's fallen over in a dry dock is not something that happens very often. No official cause of the accident has been released since it happened in March, but an official investigation is underway, including a separate one by the US Navy, the owner of RV Petrel. One theory presented by a number of veterans in dry dock operations has been related to the APU, or Auxiliary Power Unit. This is a deployable unit which can be seen under the hull. This was most likely deployed for maintenance reasons whilst the ship was in dry dock. Usually, to accommodate this, a cutout or pit in the dry dock bottom would house this unit. There is not one here. The shipyard possibly not wanting to make this for a single job. As a result, the keel blocks, which are usually a standard pre-made block standing about 1.8 to 2 meters high, would have had to have been made from scratch approximately 2.5 meters high to allow for the APU to be deployed. So the vessel was possibly stood on keel blocks made too high and/or not made to the same standard as the ones usually used, causing the vessel to move and tip over. Of course, this is a theory based on what we can see and based on past experience, as of course we are not privy to all the information on the ground. So what do we know about the vessel since the accident? If you've ever connected to free Wi-Fi, like in a coffee shop, you're at risk from the man in the middle, the hacker, who's in the same shop. He's broadcasting the fake Wi-Fi you just connected to. And now he can see everything you're doing, unless you're using NordVPN, which will protect you from man-in-the-middle attacks. And if you've ever had an email telling you to click on this link because your account is in violation, or to get something for free, then you might be the victim of a phishing scam. But clicking on the link takes you to a fake site, and then your login details are stolen. Protect yourself from fake URLs with Nord Threat Protection. And don't be the product. If you think your free VPN is the same, you're wrong. A free VPN will track your activity and sell that data to ad companies. Anyone offering anything for free, and you should be asking, what's the business model? And let's put it this way, if you're not paying, you're not the customer, you're the product. NordVPN does not log, and this has been verified through independent audits. Go to NordVPN/eSysman to get the 2-year plan with an exclusive deal, plus 4 extra months. It's risk-free with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, on with the video. Now, it happened on the 22nd of March. It's already the 27th of April as I film this. And there's quite a lot of work being done over there, as you can see in the footage. What we can see is they have put in some hydraulic jacks in the dry dock basin, which are pushed up against the hull, and they've put strops on the vessel, and they've also welded some plates onto the side of the hull, and they've attached some strops to it. And then you've got this massive crane there, a mammoth crane. I'm not sure which model it is. There are various different models, but from what I can see from the footage, it looks like it's one that can lift 1,200 tons. So it would appear that that may be how they're going to use the strops to right the vessel. At this point, it's all guesswork. One side of the hydraulic jacks are bolted to the dry dock step sides, the other connected to the hull of the ship via what looks like a hinge bracket. This would allow the hinge bracket to move through 45 degrees as the vessel is righted. Orange strops are being attached all along the vessel's length, which could be used with the cranes in a parbuckling operation, as was used on the Costa Concordia, or just in a lifting capacity. Based on footage from our previous visit versus today's, the dry dock bottom looks as though it's being cleared out, along with under the other vessel, in the dock with RV Petrel. This suggests a reflooding of the dock. Partially flooding the dock to provide buoyancy forces would be expected to counter the gravitational forces, which could be expected to reduce damage when righting. Whichever method is tried, additional damage to the hull will probably occur. For more information on this, check out the book Dry Docking and Shipboard Maintenance by DJ House. We have some information from somebody who was on board who actually was injured in the accident, and his name was Konstantin Pogor. He's a Romanian, 48 years old, and he was a contractor, and he was on board the vessel. He was on the bridge of the vessel, but he was painting when the vessel fell over, and I'll read what he said. He said the first thing he knew was when the vessel started to tumble and he was flying from one side of the bridge to the other. He said, "I heard a loud noise, I felt movement, and I just had this reflex reaction to try and hold on to something. But I didn't get to grab onto anything. I flew from one side of the bridge to the other and landed on my right side and hit my ribs on a metal beam. I must have passed out because I remember just sort of coming to, and that's when I realized my elbow was dislodged." So he dislocated his elbow. He said a colleague then tried to move me. It was really painful, and that's when I realized that even though I could move my legs, something was wrong with my hip. He actually fractured his pelvis as well. So a really bad situation for this chap, and he was taken to hospital. He was one of the people that was admitted into hospital. There were 35 people in total went to hospital. I think most of them have been, I think all of them have been let out now. This chap's just been released from the hospital, so he's been in there for over a month. So that's what we know about, well, that's information we got about somebody who was actually injured on board. It sounds like a horrifying experience. Like I said at the time, I can only imagine from my own experience working on ships and working in dry docks what it must have been like for that vessel to fall over. It's hard to tell right now what is happening. I suppose we'll only find out how they're going to do it after they've actually done it, right? If you are a marine expert and you're watching this video and you've got any ideas what you think they're going to do to right the vessel but haven't seen the footage, please be sure to get in touch. You can either leave a comment below. Everybody else is free to leave comments as well, but I would particularly like to hear from some marine experts who may or may not have been in this situation and they know what's happening. But yeah, we'd be very interested to hear your comments. You can either put a comment below, like I said, or you can get in touch with us via email to news@esysman.co.uk. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've found this interesting. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like the video because it helps with the algorithm. It helps to get it pushed out to other people. And subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.